It's Tuesday, July 30th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. I'm Chris Bourne, HCC Chief Broadcast Engineer, filling in for Todd Duplantis, with my co-host, Benjamin Escobar, HCCTV Production Specialist, who's going to share how to find us.
Yes, we are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Today for Tasty Tuesday, we're talking to a third ward baker, Benji discovered, who calls herself the neighborhood cookie lady, Ella Russell. We're working on getting that connection established. Television sometimes isn't predictable, so we're working on that. But first, we're talking to a former HCCTV host who has moved on to write several motivational books on landing jobs and achieving fair pay for them, Rick Gillis. Welcome to the show, Rick. We're looking forward to hearing all about what you call the business of employment. And I've known Rick for many years. He's done 39 or so shows for us already here at HCCTV. And he was also involved in Houston's first employment website. And now your latest book, Your Work Does Not Speak for Itself, You Do, is the culmination of a career in management, sales, speaking, and as an award-winning media host right here at HCCTV. Let's begin with how you got started in the job search industry, Rick. You want to give us some background on that?
Yeah, my wife got accepted to school in Houston. We relocated. The idea was to stay here for 3 years, and that was 29 years ago. So you can see how plans change. I went out and I had been in commercial real estate for about 10 years. I didn't want to do that anymore. I went looking for something new, and boy, did I find it. I helped launch the very first job board in Houston. I was the sales guy. I called on every HR and staffing company, literally from the mom and pops to the big giants locally, and we were very, very successful. To give you an idea how far back that was, my wife hates me saying this, we started a year and a half before Google launched. So that's how long I've been in this space.
In your books, you stress taking a personal accomplishments inventory. What is that?
Well, and I'll tell you what, Chris, this is important to know because these are processes that I created myself as a result of those 10 years of calling on HR professionals, staffing companies. I kept seeing that these people were receiving resumes that did not meet the mark, basically. As a result, I got to see it went along the way. A lot of people started asking me, how do you use this newfangled internet, which is a crazy thing to even say right now, to find a job. And so I got to where I was speaking, and I ended up speaking literally all over the nation, did your TV show. I did a couple of radio shows locally, and that led to all this stuff. But I created a process because what I found over and over and over is I would work with mid-level to high-level professionals, and they could tell me what they had done. And this was over and over and over. Even today, if I was to work with somebody, the same thing would happen. They could tell me what they had done. They could not tell me what the value of their accomplishments had been. And that was the key to it. And I came up with a mantra, make me money or save me money. If you can't tell somebody that in an interview, you're genuinely wasting their time and yours. So I created what I call the accomplishments inventory.
Are you suggesting the accomplishments inventory morphs into an accomplishments-based resume?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the process is this. I require people to write down an accomplishment, and first of all, I interview with them. We talk about it, and I say, okay, that's really good. Now, quite often, working with a client, I would learn that they would not realize that the process they had developed in order to accomplish what they did quite often was its own accomplishment in its own right. And that became something that people, they started thinking, realizing, hey, there's more to this than. So I would require them to write down their accomplishment. I want to know the who, what, where, when, why, and how, plus any dollars made or saved. Once you have done that, I can extract from that a single sentence, and it's only because I've done it so many times. I was responsible for X that resulted in Y. And that is the key.
I've heard talk about having a me folder over the years. And because, well, I forget the quote, but life's what happens when we're planning to do things or something.
You're busy making other plans. Yes.
Exactly. And it's attributed to John Lennon, I think, or somebody else. But we forget all the day-to-day things that happen that we are responsible for when people are like, hey, I need your help with this. I need you to do this. So that accomplishments inventory, I think that's something that might benefit from just making little notes along the line too, is what you're suggesting. I'm not coming up with this by myself.
No, it's gold. It's in my books. I've been saying that for years. At the end of your business day, take that time after that 6 p.m. in your on your calendar, your Microsoft calendar, and make 2 or 3 notes. I'm not talking about getting extensive either. I'm talking about 3 or 4 minutes just to write down what you did today. And then on occasion, go back and scroll backwards through your calendar and take a look at these things, because accomplishments do not happen today. They don't happen in one 24-hour period. They happen over time. And when you start going back through your calendar, you can see where A happened, and then B happened as a result of that, and then C happened, and all of a sudden you've got a win.
Yeah, you can identify some patterns that maybe you didn't see just as the days pass by and the days become weeks, become months, become years.
Unquestionably, I'll tell you what, I looked back at some of my own accomplishments and did not realize it till I sat down and I went, wait a minute, now we have a trail. Now I can, for instance, tell you the story about how I got here. And when you get to an interview and you can tell that story, that's a win. And once again, the punchline is always how I'm going to make you money or save you money, always.
Well, it's interesting because when we sat down and talked a week ago or so, I didn't know you had done 39 shows. You know, they just happened and they one after another. And then all of a sudden you've got, quite
somewhere around here, I've got a stack of DVDs. Remember those?
Oh yeah, we used to, that's your parting gift every show. It's like, here, please accept this DVD.
Yes, I've kept every one of those.
Let me circle back real quick. Will the accomplishments-based resume work for all job seekers?
Yes. And I will tell you what, anybody can go to rickgillis.com and they can scroll down to the bottom of the page and they can click on, I forget what it is, documents or something. And you can see a sample, my accomplishments inventory and my accomplishments-based resume. The thing that most people, especially heavy-duty professionals, don't like about my resume is it has a lot of white space. But I want you to understand, when you go to an interview, when you go to apply for a job, you've only got 2 people that you have to impress. Your entire audience is 2 people. The recruiter, who you've got to get past, as well as the software. You have to know how to work that system, which is another whole discussion. We could do a show on that. And the hiring manager. That's your total audience, 2 people. So I've written my document where the header is easy. The HR recruiter, who's usually a young person, it's an entry-level job quite often, and you want to get that person to say, yes, I bless this, I send it to the hiring manager. Then the hiring manager, I have that accomplishment statement. As a result of my skills, experience, and education, I am capable of X. Answer what the jobs, somewhere in every job posting, there's a question that says, how are you going to do what you're going to do for me? As a result of my skills, experience, and education, I am capable of knocking it out of the park. And that is the first line dedicated to the hiring manager. Nobody else has said this. And then after that, we lead with 4 accomplishments out of this list you've made, 4, not 5, not 3, 4. As a result of this, ABC, 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 and tell them how you're going to make or save money. It's not a stretch. This is so simple, but I look at resume writers and people who teach this stuff and I go, why do you get so convoluted? That can happen at the interview. And I'm not saying it's wrong to write a real detailed resume. What I am saying is simplicity gets you in the door. You want to get that meeting, that introduction, that handshake.
You know, Rick, one of the things I remember about when you did the show here at HCCTV is you used to say that resumes were epitaphs or obituaries or whatever, and they need to be more proactive. They need to be, like you're talking about today in our interview, selling what you can do, what you have done, and what you can repeat for an employer. And
yes, speak to the future. Speak to the future. The past is past. The past is proof, but the future is what you're looking at. And let me tell you what, the only reason somebody hires is because they have a problem. Nobody hires because they want to. They have a situation, they have a need, they have a problem, and they're looking for somebody to say on that piece of paper and then in person how you're going to solve my problem. That is the key to getting a job. And I'll tell you, that's entry level, that's senior.
And I know you talked about know a little bit about the company before you walk in there. If you walk in there and they're like, "Well, we're an ice cream company," you're like, "Well, I didn't know you made ice cream." You know, you need to do a little research on your own.
Yeah, yeah. If you haven't done research, and let's face it, come on, online, everything is available. Everybody is tooting their horn. If they don't have a page, you might want to not go.
Well, Rick, I see your books behind you, and I know you're not here to sell books. You're that's the feeling that I got when you were here before. I mean, I know that's a small part of what you do. Why do you do what you do?
You know, honestly, each book tends to be an improvement on the previous book. I've actually written 8 books, but you can only see 3 behind me because these are the ones that are current, new. I'm okay selling these to you. Job is the oldest one. Leveling the Playing Field is my 7th, and What Your Work Does Not Speak for Itself is my newest book. But I don't want, I am rehashing a lot of the same material, candidly, but I'm rehashing it in a more condensed or more relevant a method based on the technology that happens. You know, the online technology changed everything, and then the scanning of resumes, boy, did that change everything again. And let me tell you what, this will break a lot of people's hearts too, but resumes in several companies now are not even being scanned anymore. They're actually being photographed. There's a digital image attached to the online application so that it's just being scanned, you know, and people are putting so much effort into that resume to make sure it picks up all the keywords. That really needs to happen in your online application now. And keywords are key to getting found by the software.
Well, thank you, Rick Gillis, speaker, author, and trainer. We'll have you in our post after the show with your information. So once again, we appreciate you being here. Thanks. We look forward to seeing you again sometime soon.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much, ACC.
Up next, after commercial break, Benji will discuss a growing bakery in the 3rd Ward.
When I grow up, I want to work at a school so I can be a teacher.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
We are back with Ella Russell, owner and baker of Cumberville, Texas Bakery, and our Tasty Tuesday guest. Welcome to the show, Ella. See, we'll get her to unmute her microphone.
All righty. Hey, guys. It's Crumbville, Texas Bakery.
Crumbville, sorry. Okay, let me correct that. Crumbville, Texas.
Yes.
Of course. So let's begin with a discussion about you and your background.
Oh, so awesome. So I'm Ella Russell. I'm the owner of Crumbville, Texas Bakery. I started, I guess it was 20 years ago, when my son signed up to bring treats to school for a holiday party. Was going through a financial hardship, so I didn't have the money to buy them treats, but I had flour, butter, sugar, and eggs. So I baked them treats, sent them to school with batches of chocolate chip cookies, and the leftovers I took with me to my job, which at the time was Southwest Bell. My coworkers loved them, and they started asking me to make them for potlucks and holiday parties. So that's how it started.
Okay, so tell us exactly what Crumbville, Texas Bakery is, and how did you get started? Well, you already told us right now how you got started, but I mean, tell us a little bit more about that and how long have you been open?
Sure. So Crumbville, Texas Bakery is located in 3rd Ward, Texas. I have been open for October will be 8 years. Wow. And it's like I said, it started from me baking treats for my son. And then so I used to do open mic poetry, and my stage name was E-Dub. And when I started baking the treats, I would take them to the poetry shows and they would be like, oh my God, E-Dub, these are delicious. So when I made it a business, I decided to call the treats E-Doublicious Treats. So I did that on the side for, I guess, like 7 years on the side of my corporate job, doing pop-up shops, online sales, and deliveries. And then I decided to make it a business in 2007. I left my corporate job in 2012 to bake full time.
Wow, wow. Well, congratulations on your journey. I mean, 8 years
Thank
is
you.
a small feat there. So tell us, I want to talk about the cupcakes that you have
Yeah.
in your store there. Me and Carlos actually walked into your bakery, I think a few weeks back, and you were telling us the
I
concept of your
remember.
cupcakes, and tell us the surprise that are
Yes,
in your
so my
cupcakes.
cupcakes are called stuffed cups. They're cupcakes that have one of my signature cookies baked inside. So all of the cupcakes will have a cookie inside, except for a few of them that don't, which would be banana pudding. It has pudding inside instead of a cookie. I have a German chocolate that has traditional German chocolate icing inside instead of a cookie. And then strawberry or blueberries and cream cheesecake, which has a layer of graham cracker crust, a layer of cheesecake, and then it's filled with cheesecake instead of a cookie. So I don't have any plain or empty cupcakes in Crumbville. They all will have a treat inside.
And let me tell you that it's a treat because they're so delicious. Like you definitely need to go out and try these cupcakes, folks, if you're watching at home. Let me also talk about your brick and mortar, or besides it, which I have visited. You have other ordering options. Tell us about those.
Yes, so you can definitely order online, which is the best way to order. Of course, I have treats available every day for walk-in, for grab and go. However, if you want to make sure that your favorite treat is available, the best way to do that is to order it online at our website, which is www.crumbvilletx.com. When you place your order, my ordering system is set up to allow me 2 business days to get the treat for you. However, if the treat is available or that flavor is available that day, you can actually get it same day, even though the website says you can get it 2 or 3 days out. So as long as the treat is available that day, when you place your online order, it's available for you in a bag waiting. You don't have to stand in line. You just come in and grab it. So that's the best way to order it. You can order the treats singly, or you can order them online by the dozen. I have 2 sizes for my cupcakes. The mini size is going to be a standard size cupcake, which is the traditional size that you get when you go to a traditional bakery, and then the muffin size that's available in the store. And then the cookies are available in 3 sizes: bite size, minis, and regular. They're available in a box or on a tray. So all of that information is available on the website. But when you come into the storefront, it's a grab and go for single package items.
Course. And so also tell us about some of those special recurring events that you have at Crumbville.
Yes, absolutely. So right now I currently have a record store pop-up shop. It's Serious Sounds Serious Sounds Records. It's one of the oldest black-owned record shops in Texas. She actually closed her doors in December, will be 3 years ago. And she really had a large clientele. She was doing pop-up shops at Crumbville. And instead of her packing up and shutting down every weekend or weekends here and there, we decided to put an actual record stand in the shop to see how it would go. And then next month will be 1 year that it's been here, and it's been an amazing operation. A lot of her customers have come in, so we get to cross-pollinate customers. So customers from Crumbville who didn't know about Serious Sounds finds out about Serious Sounds, and then vice versa. Customers who knew about Serious Sounds but didn't know about Crumbville. I also have a monthly event on the first Fridays of the month, which is this Friday coming up, where I do a reverse happy hour. I extend my hours till 8 p.m. And from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., you get happy hour treats, which are $1 off. And every Sunday is happy hour, $1 off treats all day from open until I sell out.
Awesome, awesome. And so I know you have some products here to show us. Do you have anything around where you can show us?
Oh, sure. I have a little tray here for you guys. You got some stuffed cups here. And then in the middle, if you can see them, you have some cookies. So the red velvet has white chocolate chip cookie inside. You got a chocolate with peanut butter Snicker Crunch cookie inside. Chocolate with Oreo chocolate chip. I hope you can really see these. So this is like one of my favorites, chocolate with Oreo chocolate chip. A really popular cookie here is the Maniac Munch. It's a red velvet cookie, chocolate chip pecan cookie, and Oreo all baked together. So we have a lot of interesting treats. All of these treats are signature recipes that I've created myself. Some of them are inspired by pop culture or for music culture. I have a cookie that's inspired by J. Cole called Cold World. It's lemon, white chocolate, and peppermint. A lot of people know that I love J. Cole, that he actually inspired the name of my bakery. My customers call themselves Crumbheads. And then his record label is called Dreamville. So Crumbheads meets Dreamville equals Crumbville. So I also have Cookie Minaj, which is also another popular cookie inspired by Nicki Minaj. It's a strawberry oatmeal white chocolate chip cookie. I got Chance cookie. I have a Netflix and chill. So I have a lot of fun flavors, fun combinations that were created by me just from different experiences or different pop culture events. So it's a really, really fun, interesting treats to come here. Most treats that you come here, you won't ever have them or you haven't had them anywhere else.
Okay, and that's true. That I can attest to that. So lastly, please tell us where we can find you, any social media, website, and where you're located.
Sure, I am located at 3409 Emancipation Avenue in the heart of Third Ward, Texas. I own Emancipation between Elgin and Holman next to Doshi House Coffee Shop. You can also find me on social media under Edubblicious Treats, which is EDUBALICIOUS Treats, or you can Google Crumbville TX, and that's CRUMB like boy, BILLE TX.com. And those are all of my social medias on Instagram, on Facebook. That's where you can find me. And I'm here Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 5:30. And again, I'm open on Sundays for happy hour from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Well, thank you so much, Ella Russell. She is the owner and baker of.
You're more than welcome.
Sorry?
I said you're more than welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, yeah. And she's also our Tasty Tuesday guest, and we'll have all of your info on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and coming up, we have a little quick commercial break, and then Chris and I will return for some news and announcements.
When I grow up, I want to work in a lab to build robots.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
And we're back with Up to the Minute. And we have our news, events, and announcements, beginning with registration fairs. Kickstart your academic journey. HCC's registration fairs offer personalized support from admission advisors who can answer all students' questions, help them enroll, and complete their checklist items. Next up, the next one is 5 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. That's tomorrow, July 31st, at the West Loop and Stafford campuses. For times and to register, check our post after the show.
And then we have a cosmetology orientation. Turn your passion for beauty into a career. Join HCC Southeast for its cosmetology orientation for an overview of the program and to meet our experienced instructors, as well as get enrollment assistance. This is a chance for students to unleash your creativity and start a journey toward a successful future in the beauty industry. This will take place Thursday, August 1st from 10 to 11 a.m. at the Eastside Campus Workforce Building. So check out our post after the show for more info.
But wait, there's still more. Virtual info sessions, Students' Path to Success, which virtual info sessions. HCC gets it. Enrolling in college can be a lot to juggle. So these virtual information sessions offer admission advisors to help walk students through the application process, financial aid options, international advising, education and career pathways, and more. Registration info will be in the post after the show.
And next up, we have military internships. Opportunities await. HCC's military education program would like students to know about a great opportunity if they are eligible. Robert L. Glover, Executive Director of HCC's ROTC and the Military Education Programs, has provided flyers in English and Spanish for more info. And you can definitely check out that on our post after the show for the flyers and the details.
I have met Robert. We have met Robert. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah.
And last but not least, certainly a very important item here, fall registration is now open. Registration for the fall semester is now open, with regular and smaller semesters offered in a variety of programs. Like all of HCC courses for the summer and fall, they are offered online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in person, and wait for it, hybrid lab.
Wow.
To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply. And coming up tomorrow, the head of the facial esthetician department, I don't know if I got that right, I practiced, will join us along with her student turned faculty member who is going places. And for Good Works Wednesday, we'll visit the Spectrum Fusion, a local nonprofit who works with autistic adults. And I just have to say, it's been a great show today. Enjoyed working with you as we normally do, but not on camera. And appreciate all the folks that make this show happen. Melanie, Nathan, and Carlos. And it's nice to be in front of the camera as the engineer. Now I can see how things are working and maybe improve them a little bit or help out a little bit more. But I appreciate being asked to be here today.
Yeah, we appreciate you having you here, Chris. It's always a delight to even have you around in the same room.
Oh, well, that's just a given. No, thank you, everybody, and have a great day. This has been Up to the Minute from the HCCTV studios.